Now, spray gunning each other with as much dirt as they could possibly do, having spewed lovey-dovey stuff to each other for months on end. It was fascinating.
I mean, if even only half of what he's saying is true, Blake Lively is a complete nightmare.
I guess Blake Lively's concrete evidence isn't as concrete as she hyped, one commentator quipped, summarizing the rapidly shifting narrative surrounding the ongoing Hollywood drama. Indeed, as the dust settled from the SNL debacle, a new tremor rippled through the industry, this time originating from an unlikely source, Hugh Jackman. The venerable Wolverine, a figure synonymous with integrity and Hollywood royalty, seemingly dropped a bombshell, an offhand remark that ignited a firestorm of speculation and sent shockwaves through the entertainment world. Did Hugh Jackman just inadvertently expose Blake Lively as the clandestine force behind the scenes of the highly anticipated Deadpool and Wolverine movie?
Now, spray gunning each other with as much dirt as they could possibly do, having spewed lovey-dovey stuff to each other for months on end.
The internet, already ablaze with theories and accusations surrounding Blake Lively and her husband Ryan Reynolds, erupted anew. Fans and industry insiders alike scrambled for answers, dissecting Jackman's cryptic statement, searching for hidden meanings, and piecing together the fragments of a potentially explosive behind-the-scenes power struggle. The question on everyone's lips: why was Blake Lively, an actress primarily known for romantic dramas and fashion icon status, seemingly calling the shots on a massive superhero franchise? And how did this alleged behind-the-scenes takeover even come to pass?
And that Justin Baldoni and the producer tried to harass this woman, this Mad Hatter, who no sane man would go near with a 10-foot barge pole. It is so offensive and so ridiculous to pull.
If what he's alleging is true, she sounds like an absolute nightmare.
The genesis of this latest twist can be traced back to an innocuous social media post. Blake Lively, ever the master of curated online presence, shared a seemingly innocent photograph from the Deadpool and Wolverine set. In the image, she sported Deadpool's signature red hue, playfully kissing her husband, Ryan Reynolds, the face of the irreverent superhero franchise. While initially interpreted as a lighthearted cameo tease, a fun nod to her husband's iconic role, the photograph inadvertently opened Pandora's box, unleashing a torrent of speculation and ultimately Jackman's revealing comment.
Tried to take over and hijack the movie, and when she didn't get her way, she brought her much richer, more successful and powerful husband in to lay down the law. If all of this is true, he's 100% justified in suing her. I don't know if it is, it's all coming out.
I don't know how I didn't remember this scene. Lady Pool portrayed by Blake Lively gets to take nice pool down, one online commentator wryly observed, referencing the photograph and the burgeoning rumors. The seemingly innocent snapshot, intended perhaps as a charming display of marital support, became the catalyst for a wildfire of speculation. Fans, initially intrigued by the possibility of a Blake Lively cameo, soon found themselves bombarded with whispers of a far more significant, far more controversial level of involvement.
That he's now got a website dedicated to spilling the dirty laundry about his co-star in the film. It's unprecedented.
New reports, fueled by unnamed sources and industry insiders, began to circulate, painting a picture of Blake Lively's influence extending far beyond a fleeting cameo appearance. Whispers from the set suggested that Lively wasn't merely visiting her husband. She was allegedly giving ideas and making big decisions, subtly, and perhaps not so subtly, inserting herself into the creative process. They couldn't resist. They couldn't just do a little knock and they had to shove it in his face, one commentator remarked, highlighting the perceived audacity of Lively's alleged power grab.
I mean, it's shocking. In many ways, I'm quite glad for new media and all of that, because I can imagine how many people in the past have been victim to the kind of stunts that Blake Lively and her husband have pulled, now apparently in conjunction with Taylor Swift, who has oddly decided to distance herself from the couple.
The director of Deadpool and Wolverine himself reportedly alluded to Lively's significant influence, stating that a suggestion from Blake had fundamentally altered the film's ending. This seemingly innocuous anecdote, intended perhaps as a testament to Lively's creative insights, instead fueled the growing narrative of a behind-the-scenes takeover, solidifying the perception that her involvement was far from casual or supportive. This anecdote, amplified by online speculation, painted a picture of Lively not as a supportive spouse, but as a shadow director, subtly yet decisively shaping the narrative of a massive Hollywood production.
Look, I went through the 160-page timeline and evidence document that Justin published on his website in detail, as well as what he presented to the court, because it was fascinating.
Hugh Jackman's seemingly offhand yet loaded remarks served as the accelerant to this already volatile situation. Reportedly stunned by the extent of Blake Lively's control, Jackman, in a moment of apparent candor, inadvertently exposed her alleged role as the de facto boss of the Deadpool and Wolverine project. This shocking claim, as many outlets dubbed it, sent tremors throughout Hollywood, transforming online speculation into a full-blown industry drama.
This is an actress that was hired to be in the film, and yet she's asking the director, who's also her lead, for the cuts and the edits, and she's decided to take over the wardrobe, and she gets to choose her wardrobe and they pay for it. That's unprecedented. No one's ever heard of that.
Hugh Jackman is said to be stunned by how much control Blake had, one report stated, underscoring the gravity of Jackman's alleged revelation. The very idea of a celebrated actress, not officially part of the production hierarchy, wielding such significant influence over a tentpole superhero film was, to many, simply unbelievable. Yet the whispers persisted, fueled by Jackman's seemingly corroborating statement and the growing unease surrounding Lively's increasingly scrutinized public persona.
And then she has the audacity to call her husband and Taylor Swift her dragons.
Jackman is reportedly exposing that Blake Lively was calling the shots on set, perhaps more than anyone realized, another commentator emphasized, highlighting the potential fallout from Jackman's alleged bombshell. This bold move, as it was characterized, reportedly caused tension behind the scenes, suggesting a power struggle, a clash of egos, and a growing sense of unease amongst the Deadpool and Wolverine crew.
I mean, I urge everyone to just read through everything that Justin
I mean, it is utterly
shocking.
It's compelling. The publicists involved, the actors involved, everybody involved seems to be absolutely horrible.
The notion that Blake Lively, primarily known for her romantic comedies and red carpet appearances, could secretly be running a huge superhero movie sounded, to many, like the plot of a far-fetched Hollywood satire. Yet, sources insist there's some truth to it, even if it's been exaggerated, acknowledging the inherent unlikelihood of the rumor while simultaneously validating its underlying plausibility. This carefully worded acknowledgement further fueled the online frenzy, leaving fans and industry insiders alike to grapple with the increasingly bizarre narrative.
Well, you say we haven't seen it before, but we kind of have with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
Well, that's true, yeah, but that only came out in the end in court, right?
And, that was Johnny did something I think a lot of people took notes to. Like,
yeah, that's true.
A receipt. He dropped all the evidence, and I think Team Justin, which same PR rep who repped Johnny, was behind this. Blake sort of saw that as, oh, you're trying to use an Amber Heard tactic, but she didn't even realize, like, that's not a good defense. That means you're guilty. Because
the entire situation has left fans deeply divided and buzzing, torn between disbelief and a growing sense of suspicion. Some find it hard to believe Blake Lively could have so much power, acknowledging the inherent improbability of a non-producer wielding such influence. After all, she isn't part of the official crew, one commentator noted, highlighting the apparent logistical and hierarchical inconsistencies of the rumor.
Justin for dropping receipts, and I'm just sitting there like, how is this allowed? Like, Blake Lively dropped a lawsuit with all his texts, cherry-picked those texts, removed emojis and like intent and backstory to these texts.
Literally outright deleted certain sections of the text.
Yeah.
Others point out that as Ryan Reynolds' wife, she might have had special access and influence on the project, offering a more pragmatic, albeit equally speculative, explanation for Lively's alleged involvement. The question lingered, unanswered and increasingly contentious. Is this just a case of a supportive wife giving helpful advice? Or did Blake really hijack the project? The ambiguity, the lack of definitive answers, only served to amplify the drama, transforming a simple on-set photograph into a symbol of Hollywood power, manipulation, and the ever-blurring lines between personal and professional influence.
100% took it all as re-edited,
so
and now they're mad. They're mad at Justin for releasing the full context of those texts. It makes no sense.
And the worst part of all of this,
Hugh Jackman's alleged bombshell whether intentional or inadvertent, has undeniably added a new, explosive layer to the already volatile Blake Lively narrative. Why is Hugh Jackman speaking out about it now? Many fans wondered, dissecting Jackman's motivations, searching for hidden agendas, and attempting to decipher the true intent behind his seemingly revealing comment. As this breaking story develops, the online speculation intensified, fueled by a thirst for answers and a growing sense of unease about the inner workings of Hollywood's power structures.
And she got her husband's PR company that wasn't signed off by Sony to take over the promotion of the film. What did Ryan Reynolds have to do with this film?
Part true and part rumor, this tale of Blake Lively supposedly taking over the Deadpool and Wolverine movie has everyone talking, one commentator concluded, acknowledging the inherent uncertainty, while simultaneously underscoring the undeniable impact of the swirling allegations. Stay tuned for more details on what Hugh Jackman revealed and how this all happened, the online discourse urged, promising further revelations, further twists, and further unraveling of the Blake Lively enigma. This is one drama you won't want to miss, the internet proclaimed, cementing the narrative of a Hollywood scandal reaching fever pitch, a drama where truth and rumor blurred, and where the line between supportive spouse and behind-the-scenes puppet master became increasingly indistinct.
What did Ryan Reynolds have to do with this film that Justin Baldoni's production team bought in the first place?
I don't want to.
Blake Lively, once the darling of Hollywood, the epitome of effortless charm and relatable success, now found herself facing a barrage of accusations, her carefully constructed public persona crumbling under the weight of relentless scrutiny. Blake Lively has just been completely exposed for what she truly is, one commentator declared with unbridled condemnation, echoing a growing sentiment of disillusionment and betrayal amongst online observers. The narrative had shifted dramatically, transforming Lively from admired actress to alleged manipulative, calculating, and ruthless force in Hollywood.
When I hear all that kind of stuff, though, honestly, that's all been banned as well now. It's
But
like,
listen,
you can't, it's
a
like,
woman is trying to say she's uncomfortable, and then she's been hit with a retaliation.
You know what she could have done? She could have pulled out of the film and retained her $400 million fortune that she has with her husband.
Yeah.
She could have done that.
really, and that's what's sad. It's like they should all be basking in the glory of this film, and instead they just kind of kill each other.
The accusations intensified, painting a portrait of a woman far removed from the innocent, charming girl next door type she so expertly portrayed in public. Behind the scenes, she's nothing but a high-powered bully who thrives on destroying others, the commentary continued, escalating the rhetoric, solidifying the emerging narrative of a hidden, darker side to Lively's carefully curated public persona. The whispers of manipulation, control, and ruthlessness, once confined to industry circles, now echoed across the internet, amplified by Jackman's alleged bombshell and fueled by a growing chorus of dissenting voices.
Like, none of this was ever about making a good film. It was about power. It was about power. And now that power is backfiring. They try to play it out in the public. That didn't work. They don't want Justin playing it out in the public.
The allegations extended beyond the "It Ends With Us" debacle, reaching back to Lively's early career, resurfacing past controversies and re-examining previously dismissed incidents through a newly critical lens. She didn't just turn the cast of "It Ends With Us" against Justin Baldoni. She's been doing this for years, one commentator asserted, highlighting the alleged pattern of behavior, the recurring theme of manipulation and control that now seemed to define Lively's professional trajectory.
The only way Blake and Ryan could salvage what's left of their reputation, which they don't even realize, I truly don't think they realize how reviled they are. I don't think they realize they're losing.
The resurfacing of Lively's own admission of poisoning the whole cast of Gossip Girl against Penn Badgley, her former co-star and boyfriend, served as damning evidence, solidifying the narrative of a manipulative and vindictive personality lurking beneath the surface charm. She even admitted to this, speaking about it like it was just a fun little game, the commentary emphasized, highlighting the perceived callousness and lack of remorse in Lively's past confession. As if completely destroying someone's work environment was something to laugh about, the condemnation continued, underscoring the perceived cruelty and lack of empathy in Lively's alleged actions.
If they did something that no litigious celebrity has ever done, which is come out and be like, we made a mistake, Suing someone is a nightmare. It's stressful, it's expensive, it's a life ruiner.
That's the kind of person she is. The accusatory narrative intensified, solidifying the image of Lively as a calculated and ruthless manipulator. Someone who takes pride in making others suffer, just because she can, the commentary declared, painting a portrait of a woman wielding her power and influence with malicious intent, reveling in the suffering of those she deemed to be in her path. The once golden girl of Hollywood was now being recast as a Machiavellian figure, a master manipulator pulling strings from the shadows, leaving a trail of professional and personal wreckage in her wake.
And you know what, dude? Even if we're right, it's not worth it. We're gonna back away. I bet Justin would call off the dogs also.
Yeah, I mean, Critical Drinker, what's been fascinating to me.
The accusations against Lively reached a crescendo, culminating in the damning assessment of her alleged actions against Justin Baldoni. She didn't just try to make his life miserable. She hijacked his entire movie, took creative control, and forced him into the background, like he was an extra in his own project, the commentary asserted, summarizing the most egregious allegations against Lively with stark and unforgiving language. He was the director, the producer, the one who got the rights to It Ends With Us, the commentary underscored, highlighting the perceived injustice, the alleged theft of Baldoni's creative vision and professional agency.
And I just remember reading all this stuff about Blake Lively, thinking, what's causing all this? Why is she getting all this hate? Because I love the film.
And yet, by the time the movie was finished, he didn't even get to see the final cut before it was released. The narrative continued, painting a picture of Baldoni's utter marginalization, his complete removal from his own passion project. He was pushed so far out of his own project that he was stuck in the basement at his own movie premiere, all while Blake paraded around as if she had created the film herself, the commentary concluded, highlighting the perceived audacity and hypocrisy of Lively's alleged actions, solidifying the image of a ruthless and manipulative figure willing to stop at nothing to achieve her own ambitions, even at the expense of others' careers and creative endeavors. The fairy tale, it seemed, had not just crumbled. It had been revealed as a carefully constructed and ultimately deeply deceptive illusion.